Ever wonder why some Christmas dishes vanished? In 25 Christmas foods we wish would return, we'll uncover nostalgic favorites like roasted goose and mince pies. Stay tuned to savor these festive classics. Roasted goose was once the shining centerpiece of Christmas feasts, long before turkey became the holiday favorite. Known for its rich, flavorful meat, goose symbolized abundance and luxury during the season. Its golden, crispy skin and juicy interior delighted families who gathered around to share this festive dish. Preparing a goose required care, with stuffing often made from apples, onions, or chestnuts to enhance its robust flavor. The rendered fat was considered a delicacy, used for roasting vegetables or spreading on bread. This dish wasn't just about the taste, it carried cultural significance, often seen as a treat reserved for special occasions. Goose was especially popular in Europe, where it tied into centuries-old traditions of holiday feasting. Though it has largely been replaced by turkey in modern times, roasted goose offers a nostalgic return to simpler, more decadent celebrations. Reviving this tradition could bring a touch of old-world charm and warmth to today's Christmas table. Oyster Stew was a beloved Christmas Eve tradition, offering a luxurious, warming dish during the cold winter season. Made with fresh oysters, cream, butter, and a blend of spices, this savory soup was both simple and elegant. Its creamy texture and briny flavor made it a favorite for holiday gatherings, often served as a starter before the main feast. The dish was particularly popular in coastal regions, where fresh oysters were abundant during December. Families would prepare the stew together, savoring the rich aroma that filled the kitchen. Oyster stew wasn't just a meal, it was an experience, bringing loved ones together over a pot of steaming comfort. Crackers or crusty bread were often served on the side, perfect for dipping into the creamy broth. While its popularity has waned over time, reviving oyster stew could reintroduce a touch of holiday luxury and tradition, connecting us to a time when simple, fresh ingredients took center stage. Sugar-cured ham was a showstopper at holiday meals, blending sweet and savory flavors into a dish that epitomized Christmas indulgence. Glazed with brown sugar, honey, or even maple syrup, the ham developed a caramelized crust during baking that was both aromatic and delicious. The juicy, tender meat inside was perfectly balanced by the sweetness of the glaze, making it a favorite at festive gatherings. Often served with roasted potatoes, green beans, or baked apples, sugar-cured ham brought a comforting and celebratory vibe to the table. Preparing this dish was a holiday ritual, with families basting the ham and decorating it with cloves or pineapple rings for added flavor and flair. Its leftovers were just as cherished, transforming into sandwiches, soups, or breakfast scrambles in the days following Christmas. Though modern convenience foods have replaced it in many homes, reviving sugar-cured ham could bring back the warmth and tradition of handcrafted holiday feasts. Plum pudding was the dramatic finale to traditional Christmas dinners, a dessert steeped in history and flavor. Despite its name, it contained no plums. The term once referred to dried fruits like raisins and currants, which made up the pudding's rich, dense base. Steamed for hours, this dessert was flavored with warm spices such as cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves, and often soaked in brandy or rum. The presentation was as much a part of the experience as the taste. Families would flambe the pudding before serving, creating a spectacular show at the table. Topped with a drizzle of cream or brandy butter, each bite was a celebration of festive indulgence. Making plum pudding was a communal event, with everyone in the family stirring the batter and making a wish. While it has fallen out of favor in modern times, bringing back this iconic dessert could reconnect us with the traditions and excitement of Christmas feasts past. Mince pies were a must-have treat during the holiday season, filled with the warm, spiced flavors of Christmas. These small, buttery tarts featured a filling called mincemeat, a mix of dried fruits, apples, spices, and often a splash of brandy or rum. Each bite offered a perfect balance of sweetness and richness, with the flaky pastry providing a tender contrast to the fruity filling. Mince pies were traditionally enjoyed warm, often accompanied by a dollop of cream or a glass of mulled wine. Families loved baking them together, with children cutting out festive shapes for the tops of the pies. The aroma of cinnamon, nutmeg, and cloves filled homes, creating a cozy holiday atmosphere. Steeped in British tradition, mince pies were also associated with good luck, with each pie eaten said to bring prosperity in the coming year. Reviving this classic could add a touch of history and festive flavor to modern Christmas celebrations. Mince pies brought warmth and prosperity to holiday tables, But they weren't the only treat to fill homes with festive aromas. Imagine a tart, refreshing relish that balanced the richness of these pies. Stay tuned for Cranberry Relish, the next must-have holiday classic. Before canned cranberry sauce became a pantry staple, homemade cranberry relish was a vibrant and flavorful addition to Christmas tables. Made with fresh cranberries, oranges, and sugar, this sweet tart condiment was a burst of brightness amid the rich dishes of the season. The preparation was simple yet satisfying, with cranberries and oranges chopped or ground together, creating a relish that balanced tangy and sweet flavors. Sometimes families would add a touch of cinnamon or cloves for extra holiday warmth. Cranberry relish wasn't just a side dish, it was an essential complement to roasted turkey or ham, cutting through their heaviness with its refreshing zest. The vivid red color also made it visually striking, adding festive cheer to holiday spreads. Making cranberry relish at home was a cherished family tradition, with recipes often passed down through generations. Reviving this classic could bring back the joy of preparing fresh, handmade accompaniments that elevate Christmas meals with nostalgic charm. Chestnut stuffing was a quintessential side dish that brought an earthy, nutty richness to Christmas feasts. This classic recipe combined roasted chestnuts with breadcrumbs, butter, and a medley of fresh herbs like thyme and parsley. Some versions also included onions, celery, or sausage for added depth of flavor. The roasted chestnuts provided a soft, creamy texture and a delicate sweetness that paired perfectly with roasted meats, particularly turkey or goose. Preparing chestnut stuffing was a hands-on process, starting with peeling the chestnuts, a task that often brought families together in the kitchen. Once assembled, the stuffing could be baked in a casserole dish or inside the bird, where it absorbed the savory juices during roasting. The result was a fragrant, flavorful dish that completed the holiday meal. Though it has fallen out of favor in modern kitchens, reviving chestnut stuffing could reintroduce this warm, rustic tradition to holiday tables, offering a unique taste of Christmas past. Wassail, a traditional mulled cider, was a warm and spiced drink that symbolized good cheer and togetherness during the holidays. The name itself comes from the Old English term Wyes hael, meaning be well, and wassailing was a practice of going door-to-door singing and offering the drink as a gesture of goodwill. Made by simmering cider or ale with spices like cinnamon, cloves, and nutmeg, and sometimes sweetened with honey or sugar, wassail filled homes with its festive aroma. Often served in a large bowl or pitcher, it was ladled into mugs and shared among friends and family, bringing warmth to chilly winter nights. Toasts were made to health and happiness, making the drink a symbol of unity and celebration. Wassail was a centerpiece of holiday gatherings, embodying the spirit of Christmas. Though it has faded in popularity, bringing back this historic drink could rekindle a sense of tradition and communal joy during the season. Figgy pudding, immortalized in Christmas carols, was a rich and indulgent dessert that captured the essence of holiday feasting. This steamed pudding was packed with dried figs, raisins, currants, and warm spices like cinnamon and cloves, creating a dense, flavorful treat. Traditionally, the pudding was made weeks in advance, allowing its flavors to deepen over time. Families often gathered to prepare the batter, with each member taking a turn to stir and make a wish, a cherished part of the tradition. Before serving, the pudding was flambéed with brandy, creating a dramatic presentation that delighted guests and added a festive flair to Christmas dinners. A dollop of cream or a drizzle of rum sauce completed the dessert, balancing its richness with a smooth, creamy finish. Though figgy pudding is now a rarity, reviving it could reconnect us with the joyous customs of Christmas past, bringing warmth and indulgence to modern holiday celebrations. Yorkshire pudding was a savory holiday staple that elevated Christmas roasts to new heights. Made from a simple batter of eggs, flour, and milk, this fluffy pastry puffed up beautifully in the oven, becoming golden and crisp on the outside with a tender, airy interior. Yorkshire puddings were traditionally cooked in the drippings from roasted meats, which added a rich, savory flavor that paired perfectly with gravy. Served alongside dishes like roast beef or turkey, these puddings were beloved for their ability to soak up sauces, turning every bite into a comforting mouthful. Preparing Yorkshire pudding required skill and timing, as the batter needed to be poured into piping hot pans to achieve its signature rise. Despite its simplicity, this dish was a highlight of Christmas dinners, bringing rustic charm to the table. While it's less common today, bringing back Yorkshire pudding could add a touch of tradition and versatility to holiday feasts, delighting guests of all ages. Yorkshire pudding soaked up every drop of gravy, elevating holiday roasts. But what about a drink to toast the season? Discover boiled custard, a creamy southern favorite perfect for warming festive spirits. Boiled custard was a southern holiday classic, offering a rich, creamy drink that warmed the heart and soul. Similar to eggnog but smoother and without spices, this comforting treat was made by gently heating milk, eggs, and sugar until thickened, creating a velvety texture. Served either warm or chilled, boiled custard was a versatile delight, perfect for sipping by the fire or serving as a dessert accompaniment. Families often added their own twist, with some pairing it with cookies or using it as a topping for holiday cakes. The preparation required patience and care, as the mixture needed constant stirring to avoid curdling. Once ready, it was poured into festive glasses and garnished with a sprinkle of nutmeg or a dollop of whipped cream. While it's less common today, reviving boiled custard could bring back the simple joy of homemade holiday drinks, reconnecting us to a time when family traditions centered around sharing warm, sweet moments together. Cornish game hens brought an air of elegance to Christmas feasts, offering a unique alternative to traditional roasts. These small, tender birds were often roasted and served individually, making each guest feel special. Their mild flavor made them highly versatile, allowing for creative seasoning and stuffing options. Popular choices included herbed butter, citrus slices, or a stuffing made with wild rice and cranberries, adding a festive twist to the dish. Preparing Cornish game hens was a labor of love, with careful attention paid to ensuring the skin turned golden and crispy while the meat remained juicy and flavorful. Their size made them a manageable option for smaller gatherings, yet they added a sense of sophistication to holiday meals. Paired with roasted vegetables or a rich gravy, Cornish game hens offered a perfectly portioned and visually stunning entree. Bringing back this dish could add charm and refinement to modern Christmas celebrations, making them truly unforgettable. Glazed carrots were a simple yet stunning side dish that brightened up Christmas tables with their sweet, buttery flavor and vibrant orange hue. These tender carrots were cooked to perfection and coated in a glaze made from brown sugar, butter, and a touch of honey or maple syrup, creating a caramelized finish that was both savory and sweet. Sometimes, a sprinkle of cinnamon or a squeeze of fresh orange juice was added for a festive twist. The glossy appearance and irresistible aroma made glazed carrots a favorite among both adults and children, proving that vegetables could be as exciting as desserts. Families enjoyed preparing this dish together, peeling and slicing the carrots while savoring the comforting smells wafting through the kitchen. Glazed carrots paired beautifully with roasted meats and stuffing, rounding out the flavors of a holiday feast. Reviving this classic side dish could bring a touch of warmth and nostalgia to today's Christmas spreads. Christmas porridge was a comforting and hearty start to the holiday, steeped in Scandinavian tradition. Made with oats, milk, and a dash of salt, this creamy dish was slowly simmered until thick and velvety. Families often topped it with a pat of butter, a sprinkle of sugar, or a generous dash of cinnamon, creating a bowl of warmth that was as delicious as it was nourishing. In many homes, porridge wasn't just breakfast, it was a ritual. A single almond was hidden in the pot, and the person who found it in their serving was said to receive good fortune in the coming year. The simple preparation and wholesome ingredients reflected the values of togetherness and gratitude during the season. Served on chilly Christmas mornings, it provided the perfect fuel for a day of festivities. Reviving this dish could bring back the cozy, unhurried moments that make holiday traditions so meaningful. Fruitcake was once the centerpiece of Christmas dessert tables, celebrated for its rich flavor and festive appearance. Packed with candied fruits, nuts, and warm spices like cinnamon and nutmeg, this dense, moist cake symbolized holiday indulgence. Often soaked in brandy or rum for weeks, fruitcake developed a deep, complex flavor that delighted families during the season. Its preparation was an event in itself, with households gathering to mix the batter, bake the cake, and carefully wrap it for storage until Christmas. The cake's vibrant colors, from jewel-toned cherries to golden raisins, made it as visually appealing as it was delicious. Fruitcake was often gifted to friends and neighbors, wrapped in decorative paper or tins, symbolizing goodwill and festivity. While its reputation has waned in recent years, reviving the tradition of homemade fruitcake could remind us of the care and craftsmanship behind this holiday classic, bringing back its rightful place on Christmas tables. Fruitcake brought festive richness to holiday dessert tables, but it wasn't the only treat that combined bold flavors with a touch of tradition. Next, let's explore the savory delight of pork pie, a British classic perfect for Christmas feasts. Pork pie was a savory British holiday staple that brought hearty flavors to Christmas buffets. This dish featured a buttery, flaky pastry crust filled with spiced pork and a touch of jelly, which kept the filling moist and flavorful. Often served cold, pork pies were as practical as they were delicious, making them an ideal addition to festive gatherings where food needed to last throughout the day. The preparation required skill, particularly in crafting the hand-raised pastry shell and seasoning the pork filling to perfection. The result was a rich, meaty treat that paired beautifully with chutneys, pickles, or a crisp green salad. Families enjoyed slicing into the golden pies, revealing the savory filling that had been carefully baked to perfection. While pork pies are less common on modern holiday tables, reviving this tradition could reintroduce the rustic charm and robust flavors of a dish that has delighted generations during the festive season. Roasted chestnuts were a quintessential holiday treat, evoking warmth and nostalgia with their rich, nutty flavor. Whether cooked over an open fire or baked in the oven, they were a simple yet satisfying snack that brought people together during the festive season. Preparing roasted chestnuts was a sensory experience, from the crackling of their shells to the irresistible aroma that filled the air. Vendors on city streets often sold them in paper cones, making them a favorite for holiday shoppers braving the winter chill. At home, families gathered around to peel the warm, roasted nuts and enjoy their creamy, slightly sweet texture. Chestnuts also found their way into holiday recipes, from stuffing to desserts, adding depth and warmth to Christmas dishes. Though they've become a rare sight today, reviving the tradition of roasting chestnuts could bring back a sense of connection and simplicity, reminding us of the small joys that make the holiday season special. Christmas gooseberry pie was a festive favorite, celebrated for its tart, fruity filling and golden, flaky crust. Gooseberries, with their bright, tangy flavor, were sweetened with sugar to create a perfectly balanced filling that delighted holiday diners. The pie was often spiced with hints of cinnamon or nutmeg, enhancing its warm, seasonal appeal. Baking this pie was a cherished holiday ritual, with families rolling out dough and preparing the gooseberries together in anticipation of the feast. Its vibrant filling and rustic appearance made it a centerpiece on dessert tables, offering a refreshing contrast to heavier Christmas treats. Served warm with a dollop of cream or custard, gooseberry pie was a comforting end to festive meals. While gooseberries have become less common in modern kitchens, bringing back this classic could add a touch of old-world charm and unique flavor to contemporary holiday celebrations, ensuring its place as a beloved part of Christmas traditions. Clove-studded oranges were a fragrant and festive holiday tradition that combined beauty with practicality. These aromatic creations, often referred to as pomanders, were made by studding fresh oranges with whole cloves, forming decorative patterns across the fruit's surface. The spicy, citrusy scent they released filled homes with the essence of Christmas, making them a popular choice for holiday centerpieces or tree ornaments. Beyond decoration, clove-studded oranges were also simmered in pots of mulled cider or wine, infusing drinks with their warm, spicy aroma. Families enjoyed making pomanders together. The oranges often lasted for weeks, serving as both a natural air freshener and a nostalgic reminder of festive times. Though this tradition has largely faded, reviving clove-studded oranges could bring a sensory richness and hands-on creativity back to holiday preparations, reminding us of the simple pleasures that once defined Christmas celebrations. Gamon, a centerpiece of British Christmas feasts, was a cured and roasted ham that brought hearty, savory flavors to the holiday table. Often glazed with honey, brown sugar, or mustard, the gammon developed a caramelized crust during roasting, adding a touch of sweetness to its smoky, salty flavor. Served with traditional sides like roasted potatoes, greens, or even spiced red cabbage, it was a dish that epitomized festive indulgence. Preparing gammon was a labor of love, with families carefully boiling or roasting the ham to ensure it stayed tender and juicy. The aroma of the glaze and spices filled the house, building anticipation for the meal. Leftovers were just as cherished, often transformed into sandwiches or soups in the days after Christmas. While gammon remains a favorite in some households, reviving it as a centerpiece dish could bring back the comforting, timeless flavors that make holiday meals truly memorable. Gammon brought savory indulgence to Christmas feasts, but it wasn't the only dish with a touch of elegance. Next, discover turtle soup, a Victorian delicacy that added a dash of luxury to holiday celebrations. Turtle soup was a luxurious Victorian-era delicacy that graced the most elaborate Christmas feasts. Made from green sea turtle meat, this rich, savory dish was considered a symbol of opulence and refinement. Its flavor was a unique blend of earthy and meaty, often enhanced by herbs, spices, and sherry or Madeira wine. The preparation was labor-intensive, requiring careful cleaning and slow simmering to create a thick, flavorful broth. For those without access to fresh turtle meat, mock turtle soup, made with veal or calf's head, offered a similar taste and texture. Served as a starter at grand holiday dinners, turtle soup was a conversation piece as much as it was a meal. Its popularity faded with changing tastes and conservation efforts, but the memory of this exotic dish remains a testament to the extravagance of past Christmas celebrations. Reviving turtle soup, or its mock version, could bring a touch of historical flair to modern holiday menus. The bûche de Noël, or Yule log cake, is a French dessert that combines elegance with festive charm. This rolled sponge cake, filled with whipped cream or buttercream, is carefully frosted to resemble a wooden log, complete with edible bark and decorative touches like meringue mushrooms or powdered sugar snow. The cake's rich, airy texture and subtle sweetness make it a standout on any dessert table. Originating in 19th century France, the bûche de Noël symbolizes the Yule log burned during traditional Christmas celebrations. Preparing it is both an art and a labor of love, requiring precision to roll the sponge without cracking and creativity to decorate it with lifelike details. The flavors vary from classic chocolate to hazelnut or coffee, ensuring something for every palate. While the bûche de Noël is still popular in some circles, reviving its handcrafted artistry could reconnect families with the joy of creating a dessert that's as beautiful as it is delicious. Pickled herring was a staple of Scandinavian Christmas celebrations, offering a tangy, flavorful appetizer that contrasted beautifully with the rich main courses of the season. The herring, cured in a mixture of vinegar, sugar, onions, and spices, developed a bold, slightly sweet flavor that delighted holiday guests. Often served with rye bread or boiled potatoes, it was a versatile dish that added a touch of tradition to festive spreads. Preparing pickled herring was a ritual for many families, with recipes passed down through generations and often tailored to include regional variations, like mustard or dill. The dish wasn't just about flavor, it also carried cultural significance, symbolizing abundance and prosperity during the holidays. Its sharp, briny taste cut through heavier dishes, refreshing the palate between bites. Though it has become less common in modern holiday menus, reviving pickled herring could bring back the heritage and distinct flavors of Scandinavian Christmas feasts. Honey-glazed partridge was a medieval Christmas delicacy that added sophistication to holiday feasts. These tender birds were roasted to perfection and brushed with a glaze made from honey, herbs, and sometimes a hint of citrus, creating a glossy, caramelized finish. Partridge, known for its delicate, gamey flavor, symbolized prosperity and luxury, making it a centerpiece for festive meals in aristocratic households. Preparing this dish required care, with chefs ensuring the birds stayed moist and flavorful throughout the cooking process. Often served with roasted vegetables, wild rice, or spiced fruits, honey-glazed partridge offered a harmonious blend of sweet and savory flavors. Its golden brown presentation added visual appeal to the holiday table, impressing guests with its elegance. While turkey and chicken have replaced partridge on most modern menus, reviving this dish could reintroduce a touch of history and grandeur to Christmas feasts, offering a taste of the lavish traditions of the past. Honey-glazed partridge brought elegance and flavor to medieval feasts, but no Christmas table was complete without a show-stopping dessert. Next, discover Christmas pudding, the iconic finale to holiday celebrations. Christmas pudding is an iconic holiday dessert that has been at the heart of festive celebrations for centuries. This steamed pudding is packed with dried fruits, spices, and sweet, creating a rich, dense texture bursting with flavor. Traditionally made weeks in advance, the pudding matures over time, allowing the flavors to deepen and meld together. Families often gathered to mix the batter, with each member taking a turn to stir and make a wish, a cherished holiday ritual. Before serving, the pudding is flambéed with brandy, creating a dramatic presentation that never fails to delight. Topped with a dollop of brandy butter or cream, Christmas pudding is the ultimate finale to a holiday meal. Its origins trace back to medieval England, where it symbolized abundance and togetherness. Though its popularity has waned, reviving this timeless dessert could bring a sense of tradition, warmth, and indulgence back to modern Christmas celebrations. That wraps up our list of 25 Christmas foods we wish would return. Which one will you try to bring back? Let's savor tradition together. Subscribe for more festive inspiration.